Malcolm X is one of the most pivotal figures in civil rights history. His powerful words captured the attention of a country, encouraging empowerment and inspiring pride in Black heritage. Joining me now is Joanna LaFleur Ejike, the executive director of the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, located right here in Omaha. Joanna, how did you get your start with the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation?
Well, thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a local native of North Omaha. I grew up in North Omaha, and so I've always been exposed to their workshops, and I volunteered, started in undergrad, became a board member, and 4 years ago this month, actually, was when I started my role as the executive director.
That's awesome. How do you feel about having one of the most iconic civil rights legends being born right here in Omaha?
Oh, it's always been a moment of pride for myself and our family and the entire city. You know, when we travel to other places, they always know a lot of stuff about Malcolm X. You know, they mention Warren Buffett, but we always mention Malcolm X, so we never forget him.
Yeah, it's a figure that you can't forget. He did so much for Black Americans.
Exactly.
Yeah. What are some of the most interesting aspects of Malcolm X's life, in your opinion?
Well, you know, it's not even just my opinion. It's from his autobiography where he really exposes his transformation, which is not an easy thing to do. You know, he had a rough upbringing because his life started off with the exposure of violence in North Omaha. You know, his family was chased out of Nebraska due to their activism and awareness of their culture. And so he grew up understanding that. He transformed after he got out of prison, and he became one of the nation's most prominent spiritual leaders, but in so much as he transformed again, and not many people can say they've transformed so many times in one lifetime, which led him to becoming a global human rights figure.
How did the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation get its start?
Well, that's my favorite part of the story, honestly. Rowena Moore, so she was a local labor rights activist here in Omaha, primarily in South Omaha, but she made sure that she amplified the voices of young Black Americans who lived in the state for packing jobs in the South Omaha yard. So she started the foundation in 1971, and she made sure that the family knew what she was up to when she found out that her own family members occupied the home where Malcolm X once lived.
That is so interesting.
I know.
And there are so many ways that the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation serves the community. Tell me more about that.
Absolutely. So although Rowena Moore started with the 9 acres of land, we've grown that to 20. And so our mission has always been focused on amplifying Malcolm's legacy, preserving the grounds, so that we can become a true dynamic cultural and international destination. So our efforts are focused on programming-wise, educating about Malcolm, activating leadership through civic engagement, again, cultural preservation, and leadership development. And so all those things funnel together into what we're working on right now, where we're expanding our cultural center to become a worldwide destination.
Speaking of that, what can we expect in the future for the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation?
Absolutely. So one of the things I love about Black History Month is changing the word history to heritage because it's ongoing. And so we have had the opportunity to activate the community and make sure they always feel at home when they come to our grounds. And so from there, we're expanding our site so that we have a cultural museum, and it's not just a museum, it's an opportunity for the next generation to be activated in so many words, the way Malcolm would have dreamed of it, the way Rowena would have dreamed of it. So in the near future, thanks to Nebraska, state of Nebraska, we got $20 million from the Hall of Fame Museum grant, and that stemmed from the 2 senators at the time working very diligently to make sure dollars were coming to North Omaha for economic development. And that was Senator Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne at the time. And so the community got behind making sure that the Malcolm X Foundation was one of those hubs, that it was amplified. And so now we have an opportunity that we're actively working on right now to expand. We're going to build upwards of $20 million of a cultural education center.
Wow.
It's going to be an economic driver not only for North Omaha, but for the entire state of Nebraska.
You mentioned Hall of Fame. Malcolm X was inducted into the Nebraska Hall of Fame in 2024. What was it like finally seeing that happen? I mean, this was a long time coming.
It was a long time coming. It was a 20-year journey, you know, and that was one of the first things I was given the opportunity to do was, you know, kind of catalyze the North Omaha residents to say, hey, this is the time we're going to do it. And we weren't sure it was going to work this time. But we had the opportunity to bring in Malcolm X's daughter. He has 6 of them, by the way. And we did the unveiling with Nathan Murray, who's a local sculptor. And so it was really fun to see everybody in the room of all races and backgrounds celebrating this historic moment.
Coming together.
Yes, and that's what Malcolm would have wanted, honestly.
What are some of the educational opportunities at the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation?
So right now we are focused on historic tours, so anybody can book a private tour. We also do out of the building workshops. You know, we come to you if we need to. We talk about the legacy of Malcolm X. We educate people about the activism that Rowena Moore did. And we also talk heavily about what it means to be your own leader in your community in our workshops. And additionally, we're working on a community ambassador program. So that's just launched. We have 25 upcoming leaders in our cohort. And other things that we do, I'll be speaking, for example, next Thursday at Metro Community College about all of these things.
Awesome. Yeah. Joanna LaFleur Ejike with the Malcolm X Memorial Foundation, thank you so much for your time on this Chronicle.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, middle and high school students from across the Metro challenged one another in an academic competition. It's the 26th annual African American History Challenge. Organizers say the competition is focused around African American history and culture. 100 Black men of Omaha hosted the event. In total, 2,200 students have competed in the annual challenge.
African American history is American history, and it's very important. And it's very important that we continue to teach our young folks so they can teach their folks.
Organizers say more than $500,000 in scholarships have been given out over the competition's last 26 years.
Remember, if you missed any part of this show or want to watch it again, it's available on the very local app. All KETV News Watch 7 reports are still there on demand. It's all free. You can download the app on Roku, Amazon Fire, or anywhere you find new apps. I'm Waverly Monroe.
And I'm Quinicia Fraser. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next Sunday morning for KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle.